Frailty is one of the biggest challenges seniors face as they age. It's not a disease with a single cause, but rather a gradual weakening of the body that makes everyday activities harder. Walking across the room, climbing stairs, or even carrying groceries can feel exhausting. Muscles shrink, bones weaken, and energy levels drop. Frailty doesn't just take away strength, it takes away independence. For many older adults in the United States, this decline leads to falls, hospital visits, and a loss of confidence in daily life. But here's the hopeful truth. Frailty is not inevitable. Yes, aging brings natural changes, but the pace and severity of those changes are deeply influenced by lifestyle. One of the most important factors that determine whether you remain strong or become frail is the amount and quality of protein in your diet. Protein isn't just for athletes or bodybuilders, it's the foundation for maintaining muscle, bone, and energy as you age. Without enough of it, the body simply can't repair itself. Why does protein matter so much? Every muscle fiber in your body is built from amino acids, the building blocks of protein. When you eat protein, your body breaks it down into these amino acids, which then rebuild and maintain muscle tissue. For younger people, the body handles this process easily. But as we age, something called anabolic resistance sets in. This means the body becomes less efficient at using protein to build muscle. Seniors need a higher amount of protein than younger adults, just to maintain the same muscle mass. Without enough protein, the consequences are serious. Muscles weaken, balance becomes unstable, and the risk of falls skyrockets. Bones lose density, making fractures more likely. Recovery from illness or surgery slows down dramatically. In short, low protein intake accelerates frailty. But with enough of the right protein, seniors can remain strong, active, and independent far longer than many realize. Consider the story of Robert, a 71-year-old retired bus driver from Texas. He began noticing he was getting weaker, struggling to carry groceries up the stairs and relying on his wife for simple tasks. At his checkup, his doctor asked about his diet. Robert admitted he mostly ate toast and coffee in the morning, a sandwich for lunch, and a light dinner, rarely including much protein. His doctor recommended adding protein-rich foods like eggs, Greek yogurt, and chicken. Robert made the changes, and within months, he noticed his strength returning. He could carry his groceries again and felt more confident walking around the neighborhood. Or think of Margaret, a 76-year-old grandmother in Ohio. After a fall left her with a hip fracture. Her doctor explained that part of the problem was muscle weakness caused by too little protein in her diet. Determined to recover, she began drinking a daily protein smoothie with milk, fruit, and whey protein powder. She also started adding beans, fish, and eggs to her meals. Not only did she regain her mobility, but she also felt sharper and more energetic. Margaret often said, "Protein gave me my life back." Science supports these stories. Research has shown that seniors who eat higher amounts of protein, around 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight, maintain muscle mass and strength better than those who don't. In practical terms, that's about 70 to 90 grams of protein per day for many older adults. Yet surveys show most American seniors fall short, often eating less than half of what they need. The importance of protein goes beyond muscles. It also supports the immune system, helping the body fight off illness. It repairs tissues, heals wounds, and even supports brain function. In other words, protein is essential not just for physical strength, but for overall resilience. And here's the best part. Getting enough protein doesn't require fancy diets or expensive supplements. It can be as simple as starting your morning with eggs instead of toast, choosing Greek yogurt instead of sugary cereal, or adding beans, chicken, or fish to your lunch and dinner. Small changes, repeated daily, make a big difference. Frailty may feel like a natural part of aging, but it doesn't have to define your future. By making protein a priority, you can keep your muscles stronger, your bones steadier, and your independence intact. Protein may sound like just another nutrient on the label of your groceries, but for seniors, it's the single most important fuel for maintaining strength and independence. Every movement you make, from getting out of a chair to lifting a grocery bag, depends on the health of your muscles. And those muscles are built and repaired by protein. Here's how it works. When you eat protein, your body digests it into amino acids, the building blocks of life. These amino acids are then absorbed into your bloodstream and delivered to your muscles, bones, and organs. For younger adults, this process is highly efficient. But as we age, the body develops something called anabolic resistance. That means muscles don't respond to protein as strongly as they used to. In simple terms, seniors need more protein to achieve the same muscle repair that younger people get with less. This is where many older adults fall behind. Breakfast might be coffee and toast. Lunch could be a light salad. Dinner may include some protein, but often not enough. Spread out over the day, the total intake adds up to far less than the body requires. Over time, this protein gap leads to sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. Sarcopenia is one of the leading causes of frailty, falls, and loss of independence in seniors. The numbers are striking. Research suggests that adults over 65 should aim for 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. For a 150-pound person, that's about 70 to 80 grams of protein. Yet many seniors in the U.S. consume less than 50 grams daily. That gap may not seem large, but over months and years, it adds up to dramatic weakness. Protein does more than just build muscle. It plays a central role in keeping the body resilient. For example, protein supports the immune system, producing antibodies that fight off illness. Seniors with higher protein intake recover faster from infections like pneumonia or the flu. Protein also helps heal wounds and injuries, which is why patients recovering from surgery or fractures are always encouraged to eat more of it. Even the brain depends on amino acids from protein to create neurotransmitters, the chemicals that regulate mood, memory, and focus. Consider John, a 69-year-old retired firefighter from Arizona. After years of active duty, his strength began to decline faster than he expected in retirement. His doctor explained that, although he was walking daily, he wasn't eating enough protein to maintain muscle. John added eggs at breakfast, chicken at lunch, and salmon at dinner. Within a few months, he noticed his energy return, his grip strength improve, and his body respond better to exercise. He realized that diet, not just movement, was the missing piece. Different types of protein matter as well. Animal-based proteins like chicken, fish, eggs, milk, and yogurt are considered complete proteins because they provide all 9 essential amino acids the body cannot make on its own. These sources are particularly effective for building muscle. Plant-based proteins like beans, lentils, nuts, and soy can also be powerful, especially when combined to cover the full amino acid spectrum. Seniors following a plant-based diet can thrive with careful planning, pairing foods like rice and beans, or adding soy products such as tofu or tempeh. One form of protein that has been studied closely is whey protein, found in dairy. Whey is rich in leucine, an amino acid that's especially effective at triggering muscle growth. That's why whey protein shakes are often recommended for seniors who struggle to eat enough protein through meals. They're convenient, easy to digest, and can be blended with fruits or oats for a complete snack. Research confirms the benefits. A study published in the Journal of the American Medical Directors Association found that older adults who consumed higher amounts of protein maintained more muscle mass, walked faster, and had better balance than those who ate less. Another large U.S. study showed that seniors with protein-rich diets had a lower risk of hospitalization and disability. Mary, a 75-year-old grandmother from Ohio, saw this firsthand. After a hip surgery, she was advised to increase her protein intake to aid recovery. At first, she struggled, but her daughter helped her prepare protein-rich meals: scrambled eggs in the morning, tuna sandwiches at lunch, and hearty bean soups for dinner. Within weeks, her strength and healing improved noticeably. Her physical therapist commented on how quickly she regained mobility, crediting her dedication to protein. The message is clear. Protein is not optional, it's essential. For seniors, it's the difference between frailty and resilience, between dependence and independence. And while supplements like shakes can help, the foundation should be real, whole foods eaten consistently at every meal. Knowing that protein is essential for preventing frailty is one thing, but putting that knowledge into action is another. Many seniors struggle to eat enough protein, not because they don't care, but because old habits, appetite changes, or even dental problems make it harder. The good news is that with a few simple adjustments, you can reach your protein needs without feeling like you're eating huge amounts of food. The trick is to spread protein across your meals and snacks so that your body gets a steady supply throughout the day. Let's start with breakfast, often the meal where protein is most lacking. Many older adults default to toast, cereal, or coffee, alone meals that are heavy on carbohydrates but light on protein. A better approach is to swap in foods that give you staying power. Scrambled eggs with spinach, Greek yogurt with berries, or even a protein smoothie are all excellent options. To scrambled eggs provide about 12 grams of protein, while a cup of Greek yogurt adds 15 to 20 grams. Add a sprinkle of nuts or seeds, and suddenly you've set your body up for strength all day. Take Helen, a 72-year-old from California. For years, she had a bagel and coffee every morning, and by mid-morning, she felt sluggish. After her doctor explained the importance of protein, she began making a quick smoothie with milk, whey protein powder, and a handful of fruit. Not only did her energy last longer, but she also felt stronger during her exercise class. What felt like a small change became the foundation of her new routine. Moving to lunch, it's easy to build protein into familiar meals. Instead of just a salad, add grilled chicken, tuna, or beans. A turkey or egg salad sandwich can also be a satisfying choice. If you prefer lighter meals, lentil soup or chili can be excellent options, offering both protein and fiber. For those who enjoy dairy, cottage cheese with fruit makes a quick, protein-rich option. Dinner is usually where most people eat their largest serving of protein, but it's important not to rely on just one meal to meet your needs. A portion of salmon, chicken breast, or lean beef can provide 25 to 30 grams of protein. Pair it with vegetables and whole grains, and you've created a balanced, muscle-supporting dinner. For plant-based eaters, dishes like tofu, stir-fry, bean stews, or quinoa bowls can be just as effective. Snacks are another overlooked opportunity. Instead of chips or cookies, choose protein-rich snacks. A handful of almonds, a boiled egg, string cheese, or roasted chickpeas. Even a small portion of peanut butter on apple slices can add valuable protein. These little additions prevent long gaps without protein, which is crucial for muscle maintenance in seniors. Cost is often a concern, but protein doesn't have to be expensive. Eggs, beans, lentils, and peanut butter are some of the most affordable protein sources, and they're widely available in every grocery store across the U.S. Canned tuna, rotisserie chicken, and Greek yogurt cups are also budget-friendly options that require little preparation. Dental issues or difficulty chewing can sometimes make meat less appealing for seniors. In that case, softer protein sources are ideal. Scrambled eggs, yogurt, smoothies, cottage cheese, or even blended soups with beans or lentils. For those with very low appetites, adding whey protein powder to oatmeal, pancakes, or drinks can be an easy way to boost intake without extra chewing. One important strategy is protein distribution. Instead of eating one large serving of protein at dinner, aim to include 20 to 30 grams of protein at each meal. This steady intake helps muscles repair more effectively. Think of it like watering a plant. Small, regular amounts keep it healthy, while dumping a gallon once a day isn't as effective. Consider Michael, a 70-year-old retired engineer in New York. He used to eat very little protein until dinner, when he'd have a large steak. Despite eating enough total protein, he was still losing muscle. His dietitian suggested spreading protein throughout the day: eggs at breakfast, tuna at lunch, chicken at dinner, and nuts as snacks. Within months, he regained muscle tone and felt steadier on his feet. Meal planning can also help. Preparing protein-rich foods ahead of time, like boiling eggs, grilling chicken, or cooking a pot of beans, makes it easier to grab healthy options quickly. Many seniors find that having ready-to-eat protein in the fridge keeps them consistent. By making these small adjustments, seniors can meet their protein goals without feeling overwhelmed. A protein-rich breakfast, balanced lunch, steady snacks, and a nutritious dinner create a rhythm of nourishment that directly combats frailty. Frailty often feels like a slow and unavoidable part of aging, but the truth is that many of its effects can be delayed or even prevented with the right choices. And at the center of those choices is protein. It's not just a nutrient, it's the fuel for your muscles, the repair kit for your tissues, and the secret to keeping your body resilient against illness and injury. For seniors, protein is the difference between relying on others and living with independence. Think of protein as an investment. Every bite of protein-rich food you eat today is like a deposit in your body's strength bank. Over time, those deposits add up, keeping your muscles strong, your balance steady, and your energy high. Without those deposits, the account runs low, and frailty sets in. But with them, you gain years of movement, confidence, and freedom. Consider Ellen, a 73-year-old from Florida. She always assumed that slowing down was just part of getting older. She noticed her arms were weaker, her legs tired faster, and climbing stairs left her breathless. But after her doctor explained the importance of protein, she decided to make changes. She started eating eggs in the morning, turkey sandwiches at lunch, and salmon for dinner, with yogurt or nuts as snacks. Within months, Ellen felt stronger. She no longer needed to grip the railing so tightly when climbing stairs, and she proudly carried her groceries without asking for help. For her, protein wasn't just food, it was empowerment. Protein also changes how seniors recover from challenges. Illness, surgery, or even a simple fall can take a heavy toll on the body. Seniors with low protein intake often struggle to bounce back, while those who prioritize it heal faster. Hospitals across the U.S. now emphasize high-protein diets for recovery, knowing that amino acids are the raw materials for rebuilding tissue and fighting infection. Take Richard, a 76-year-old from Ohio. After knee replacement surgery, he was determined to walk again without a cane. His rehabilitation team stressed protein intake at every meal. Richard followed their advice, eating chicken, beans, and protein shakes daily. The results were clear. He regained strength faster than expected and returned to gardening months ahead of schedule. He often tells friends, "Protein was my medicine." What's inspiring is how simple the solution can be. Protein isn't some rare supplement you have to hunt for, it's right in your local grocery store. Eggs, milk, fish, beans, yogurt, chicken, lentils, and nuts are all affordable, everyday foods. With a little planning, any senior can build meals that protect their strength and independence. Of course, protein works best when paired with other habits. Exercise, especially resistance training, like lifting light weights, teaches the body how to use protein more effectively. Rest and recovery allow the body to repair, and hydration helps nutrients circulate properly. When protein, movement, and rest come together, the result is not just stronger muscles, but a stronger life. Frailty doesn't have to define your later years. Yes, aging brings changes, but weakness, dependence, and fear of falling don't have to be your story. By choosing protein every day, you're choosing to stay on your feet longer, to walk with steadiness, and to hold on to the independence that matters so deeply. And remember, it's never too late to start. Even seniors in their 70s or 80s see real improvements in strength when they increase their protein intake. The body is always ready to respond to nourishment, no matter the age. Each protein-rich meal is a chance to rebuild, to regain, and to resist frailty. So tomorrow morning, when you reach for breakfast, ask yourself, will this meal fuel my strength or drain it? Choosing protein is choosing strength. Choosing protein is choosing freedom. Choosing protein is choosing life. Your body has carried you through decades of work, love, and challenges. It deserves the care that will keep it strong for years to come. Protein is not just food, it's your partner in living fully, moving confidently, and aging with resilience. By making it a daily priority, you can stop frailty in its tracks and continue to enjoy the independence, energy, and vitality you've worked so hard for.